Welcome to CrispLib, your library of crisp insights, where every summary sparks new imagination. Today, we're exploring The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, a book that has transformed the way people think about launching new ventures. This book is all about creating successful startups through a scientific, tested approach to business. It guides you through the process of building a company that can rapidly adapt, learn, and grow, reducing wasted resources and maximizing the chances of success. In The Lean Startup, Ries introduces a framework for building new businesses based on experimentation, customer feedback, and continuous improvement. It's about being lean, quick, adaptable, and efficient. Let's dive into the ideas that make this book a game changer. The book opens with a powerful idea. The reason why many startups fail isn't that they lack a great product or that they don't have passionate founders. It's often because they focus on creating a perfect product right from the start, without testing if there's a demand for it. Ries urges entrepreneurs to adopt a mindset of continuous learning and improvement, focusing on what customers truly want rather than what they assume customers will want. Ries introduces a concept called validated learning, which is the process of testing your assumptions with real customers, gathering data, and adjusting based on that feedback. Instead of relying on gut feelings or assumptions, validated learning is about discovering the actual needs of customers through small, quick experiments. This approach saves time and resources by allowing you to make changes early on before you're too invested in a particular direction. The core cycle of the Lean Startup method is the Build, Measure, Learn cycle. This cycle emphasizes the importance of creating a minimum viable product, or MVP. An MVP is a basic version of the product that includes only the essential features, allowing you to test it with customers as soon as possible. Building an MVP helps entrepreneurs avoid the common mistake of overdeveloping a product before getting any feedback. After building the MVP, the next step is to measure. You gather feedback from real customers and assess how they respond to your product. Do they find it useful? Are they excited about it? Are there features they wish were different? Measuring is about collecting data on how customers actually interact with the product, rather than relying on assumptions. Then comes the learning phase, where you analyze the feedback you've gathered and make decisions based on it. This might mean you stay on the same path if the feedback is positive, or it might mean making a significant shift. This decision to change directions is known as a pivot. In Lean Startup terms, a pivot is a structured course correction designed to test a new hypothesis about the product or business model. If the feedback shows that your initial idea isn't working, you pivot to a new approach based on what you've learned. One key takeaway from the book is that growth should be sustainable. Ries discusses 3 engines of growth: viral, sticky, and paid. Viral growth happens when users bring in other users, sticky growth is when you build a loyal base of repeat users, and paid growth is when you acquire new users through marketing. Each engine of growth requires a different approach, and it's essential to understand which one aligns best with your business. Ries also introduces the concept of innovation accounting, a way to measure progress when traditional financial metrics don't apply to a young startup. Innovation accounting focuses on measuring the things that matter in the early stages, like customer acquisition, retention rates, and engagement. It encourages startups to set milestones based on learning and customer validation rather than focusing solely on profit at the beginning. Another essential lesson from the Lean Startup is the importance of creating a company culture that supports experimentation and embraces failure as part of the learning process. Ries emphasizes that in a lean startup, everyone should be focused on learning what customers want and adapting the product accordingly. Failure isn't seen as a setback. It's a chance to gather insights, pivot if necessary, and improve the product. The book also tackles the challenge of scaling up. Once a startup has validated its product and found a sustainable model, it's time to grow. Ries suggests that this is where the lean principles still apply but may need to be adjusted for larger scale. Startups should continue to experiment and gather feedback even as they expand, avoiding the trap of assuming they know everything about their customers. So, what can we learn from the Lean Startup? First, focus on learning rather than perfecting. Instead of creating a polished product right away, focus on learning what your customers want and building your product around their needs. Second, use the Build, Measure, Learn cycle to keep your startup lean and adaptable. Create a minimum viable product, gather real feedback, and be ready to pivot based on what you learn. Third, focus on sustainable growth and use innovation accounting to measure what really matters in the early stages of your business. And finally, create a culture that values experimentation and embraces failure as a learning opportunity. The Lean Startup is a guide for anyone looking to bring their business ideas to life without wasting time, resources, or energy on the wrong things. It shows that by staying adaptable, listening to customers, and focusing on constant improvement, you can create a product that truly resonates and a business that's built to last. Thank you for tuning into this exploration of the Lean Startup. If you found this summary helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. Subscribe to CrispLib for more insightful book summaries that turn ideas into actionable insights. Until next time, remember, stay lean, stay adaptable, and keep building toward success.